Sometimes you have to suffer in life. It is a heavy truth, but it is one we must face. However, this suffering does not happen because you are a bad person. It does not happen because you are unworthy or flawed. Often, the deepest pain comes simply because you did not realize when to stop being good to the wrong person. It is a crisis of kindness. You poured your light into a vessel that had no bottom, and you kept pouring, hoping that, eventually, it would fill up. But you cannot change someone who does not see a problem with their actions. This is the hardest lesson for hearts like yours, hearts that love deeply and believe in the best of others. You learn a vast amount about people, not when things are going well, but when they do not get what they want from you. Watch closely in those moments. That is when the mask falls. That is when the true character is revealed. One of the biggest mistakes we make, and I have made this mistake myself many times, is assuming that other people think the way we think. We project our own empathy, our own logic, and our own loyalty onto them. We assume that because we would never hurt them, they would never hurt us. But this assumption is a trap. It keeps us stayed in places where we do not belong, waiting for a reciprocity that will never arrive. There is a powerful rule of thumb I want you to carry with you. Leave when a promise turns into a sorry. A promise is a commitment to the future. A sorry, when repeated without change, is a commitment to the past. More important than the ability to pick the right partner or friend is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. This strength is a muscle, and it might feel weak at first, but you must exercise it. If you find yourself constantly having to ask if something is worth it, if you are negotiating with your own intuition, then maybe it is not worth it. The doubt is often the answer you are looking for. We often try to bargain with reality. We think, if I just love them harder, if I just give more, they will finally see me. But listen to me closely. You cannot make someone love you by giving them more of what they already do not appreciate. It is like trying to quench the thirst of someone who is not thirsty by drowning them. It does not work. It only leaves you exhausted and them resentful. Just because you miss someone does not mean you need them back in your life. Missing is just a part of getting over. It is the echo of a habit, not the call of destiny. You can miss the memories, you can miss the potential, and still know that the door must remain closed. Forget trying to change people. It is an impossible task. You have two choices: either change yourself or change your environment. Often, you must do both. You must change your internal environment by setting boundaries, and your external environment by removing yourself from toxicity. Being honest about this may not get you a lot of friends. It might make your circle smaller, but I promise you, it will always get you the right ones. Quality over quantity is the golden rule of a peaceful life. The journey of healing requires bravery. The first to apologize is the bravest. It takes courage to say, I was wrong, or I contributed to this dynamic. The first to forgive is the strongest. Forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It is about cutting the tether that binds you to the pain. And the first to forget is the happiest. This does not mean amnesia. It means you no longer carry the emotional luggage of the past into your present. You put the suitcase down. I want you to visualize yourself driving on a long, winding road. This is the road called life. You must drive carefully because people will switch lanes on you without a signal. They will cut you off. They will slow down unexpectedly. If you are distracted by their driving, you will crash. You must keep your eyes on your own lane, on your own destination. Do not let the erratic behavior of others steer your vehicle. Now, let us talk about the vessel that carries you through this life, yourself. Your presentation matters, not for vanity, but for self-respect. Your clothes do not need to be expensive. You do not need designer labels to have worth, but they must be clean, neat, and tidy. Why? Because wrinkles in your clothes can diminish your elegance, and more importantly, they reflect a lack of care for oneself. When you take the time to smooth out the fabric you wear, you are telling your subconscious that you are worth the effort. It is a small act of discipline that ripples outward. Speaking of discipline, hear this truth. Only the disciplined ones in life are free. This sounds like a paradox. We think discipline means restriction, but if you are undisciplined, you are a slave. You are a slave to your moods, your passions, your impulses, and your lazy days. Real freedom comes from being able to tell yourself what to do and then doing it. It comes from mastering your emotions so they do not master you. Anything that you start to take a relaxed attitude towards stops controlling you. When you stop obsessing, you start living. When you release the grip, you gain the upper hand. Growth is not always comfortable. In fact, it is usually quite painful. You grow exactly as much as the amount of truth you are willing to accept about yourself without running away. Can you look in the mirror and own your mistakes? Can you admit where you were naive? Can you admit where you were toxic? That truth is the fertilizer for your soul. There is a metaphor I want to share with you, one that breaks my heart, but also heals it. The day a blind man sees, the first thing he throws away is the stick that helped him all his life. Think about that. The stick guided him. The stick protected him. The stick was his companion in the dark. But once he gains his sight, the stick is a burden. It is discarded. Sometimes, in relationships, you are the stick. You helped someone through their darkest time. You supported them when they could not see their own worth. And when they finally healed, when they finally saw they left you behind, it feels like betrayal. It feels like ingratitude. But try to see it differently. You served a purpose. Your job is done. You are not a piece of trash thrown away. You are a tool that successfully completed its mission. Let them walk in the light, and you simply return to the forest to be a tree again, standing tall on your own roots. You will realize all of this sooner or later. Wisdom has a way of finding us, sometimes through a whisper, sometimes through a brick. Everything is going to be all right. I know it might not feel like it right now. The storm might be raging outside your window. The wind might be howling. But maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually the clouds will part. The sun has not vanished, it is just obscured. The greatest thing you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. We build entire prisons out of the opinions of people who do not even know themselves. We worry about their judgment, their gossip, their approval. But they are just travelers on their own confused roads. Why let them hold the map to your life? Forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. It is a high level of emotional maturity. You do not need the final word. You do not need the dramatic exit. You do not need them to admit they were wrong. You just need peace. You forgive them for being who they are, and you forgive yourself for staying too long. And then you simply withdraw your energy. You close the chapter without reading it aloud. Let us go deeper into this concept of the blind man and the stick, because it touches on a wound many of us carry. It is the wound of being used. When you are a giver, you attract takers. It is nature's balance, though it is an unfair one. You might feel that you were merely a stepping stone for someone else's journey. They stepped on you to get to a higher place, and then they forgot you. This hurts. It bruises the ego. But if you shift your perspective, you will see that your capacity to support, to guide, and to love is a superpower. The fact that they could not appreciate it indefinitely says nothing about your value and everything about their capacity. Do not let their lack of gratitude turn your heart into stone. Do not become bitter. If you become bitter, they win twice, once by hurting you, and twice by changing you. Stay soft, my friends, but stay smart. This is where discipline comes back in. Discipline is not just about waking up early or eating healthy. It is about emotional discipline. It is the discipline to not send that text message when you are lonely at 2 in the morning. It is the discipline to not stalk their social media to see if they are happy without you. It is the discipline to redirect your thoughts when they drift back to the what-ifs. If you are undisciplined with your focus, you will remain a slave to the past. You must take the reins of your own mind. Think about the clothes metaphor again. Wrinkles in your clothes can diminish your elegance. Apply this to your spirit. Are you carrying around the wrinkles of old resentments? Are you wearing the stained shirt of past failures? Iron them out. Smooth them out with the heat of self-compassion. Present yourself to the world not as a victim of what happened to you, but as a survivor who has tidied up. When you look put together, you feel put together. When you act with dignity, you eventually feel dignified. It is an outside-in approach that works wonders when the inside feels messy. Only the disciplined ones in life are free. I want you to write this down on a sticky note and put it on your mirror. We often think freedom means doing whatever we want, whenever we want. But that is chaos. That is a leaf blowing in the wind. True freedom is the ability to choose what is best for you, even when it is hard. It is the freedom to say no to immediate gratification in exchange for long-term peace. It is the freedom to say no to a toxic person, even when your heart aches for their company. That is the ultimate liberty, freedom from your own self-destructive patterns. And remember the road. People will switch lanes on you without a signal. This is inevitable. You might be driving alongside someone for 10 years, thinking you are going to the same destination, and suddenly they swerve off at an exit you did not see coming. It is jarring. It is dangerous. But you cannot slam on your brakes and stop on the highway. You have to keep moving. You have to adjust your mirrors, check your blind spots, and keep driving. Your destination is still waiting for you. Do not park your car on the side of the road and live there just because someone else got off. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it will always get you the right ones. This is the filter. Honesty is the sieve that separates the gold from the sand. When you are authentic, when you speak your truth, you repel the people who only liked the fake version of you. Good. Let them be repelled. You are making space. You are decluttering your social soul. The friends who stay when you are honest, when you are struggling, when you are setting boundaries, those are the diamonds. Cherish them. The first to forget is the happiest. This is controversial. How can we forget? It does not mean erasing memory. The brain does not work that way. It means forgetting the emotional charge. It means forgetting the debt. You stop waiting for them to pay you back for the pain they caused. You mark the debt as uncollectible, and you write it off. That is how you become the happiest. You stop being a debt collector of pain. You become an investor in joy. Everything is going to be all right. I say this to you not as a cliche, but as a promise based on the resilience of the human spirit. You have survived 100% of your bad days so far. You are stronger than you think. You are more adaptable than you know. The very fact that you are here, listening, seeking wisdom, proves that you are growing. You are facing the truth about yourself without running away. That is the definition of courage. So, as we navigate this complex, beautiful, painful life, try to adopt a relaxed attitude. Anything that you start to take a relaxed attitude towards stops controlling you. Stop gripping the steering wheel so tight. Loosen your grip. Trust the process. If someone wants to leave, hold the door open for them. If someone wants to stay, make room on the sofa. Do not force things. Flow with life. Do not fight the current. The current knows where it is going. Forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. This is the final lesson I want to leave you with. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your peace. You do not need to announce your departure. You You can just fade away from the things that hurt you. You can love them from a distance. You can wish them well from a different zip code, physically or emotionally. Silence is a powerful answer. It is the loudest sound in the universe when used correctly. Take a moment now to scan your body again. Has the tension returned? If so, breathe into it. Imagine a warm, golden light surrounding you. This is your happy aura. It protects you. It filters out the negativity. It holds your dignity, your discipline, and your freedom. You are not the stick that was thrown away. You are the path itself. You are the journey. And you are valuable simply because you exist. You do not need to earn love by suffering. You do not need to prove your worth by enduring bad behavior. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed to be free. As you go about your day, pay attention to your clothes. Are they neat? Pay attention to your discipline. Are you free? Pay attention to your heart. Are you forgiving? And remember, drive carefully. The road is unpredictable, but you are a capable driver. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope these words have settled into your heart like seeds in fertile soil. Water them with kindness. Give them the sunlight of truth, and watch how your life transforms. You are doing the work, and I am so proud of you. Everything is going to be all right. Eventually. And until then, just keep breathing. Just keep driving. Just keep being your beautiful, authentic self. I am Jenny, and this is the Happy Aura channel, sending you love and light today and always. Goodbye for now.